Hi everybody, this is part 2 of the final exam study guide. I'm going to go over the graphs and slopes on this one, and then we'll have a third video for the word problems. Okay, so for number 1, it says list 3 points on the line negative 3x plus y equals negative 6. Now, there are an infinite number of answers. So you need to substitute in for x and y. So I'll create a little t-chart. Let me underline that. And let's ununderline. So this is going to look a little bit strange, but I substitute something in for x. So the ideal thing, I told you, make your life easy by substituting in 0 any chance you get. Okay, so it made it underline. Let's try this again. 0. Okay, we've got that line there. You'll be okay. So negative 3 times 0 is 0, and that leaves me y equals negative 6, so my answer is negative 6. Okay, now in this case, I can substitute something in for y, since they're both on the left side. So I might as well use 0 to my advantage. So if I substitute in 0, that leaves me with negative 3x equals negative 6. Then I have to divide negative 6 by negative 3, giving me a positive 2. It's a little bit out of whack, but that's okay. Oh, sorry. Then I have to substitute something else in. I might as well choose 1. They chose negative 1. I'm going to choose positive 1 for x. So positive 1 gives me negative 3 times positive 1 gives me negative 3 on that side. So I would have to get y by itself, add 3 to both sides. So it would be negative 6 plus 3, giving me a negative 3. But of course, you could have an infinite number. More than likely, if they have something like this on there, it will say, giving you just the x values and fill in for y, or it might even say, here are 3 values. Which one or ones are correct? Okay, so let's go to problem 2. Write an equation of a line through 0, negative 2 with a slope of 1/2. Okay, you're going to probably have to commit this to memory. It might not be on your sheet. So y equals mx plus b. Usually y is lowercase, but that's okay. It just shows up that way. Okay, where? And if it's in this form, m is the slope, and parentheses 0, comma, b is the y-intercept. Y-intercept goes through the y-axis. So it says to write an equation with a line going through that and a slope of 1/2. So you would say y equals, of course, it says the slope is 1/2, so you would just do 1/2 x, and then all you have to do is look at what number comes after the 0 in the y-intercept. In this case, it's -4, and you put -4. Voila, that's it. My 1/2 didn't come out too right, but that's okay. Okay, now number 3. When you're asked to just find the slope, the formula is y2 minus y1 y1 over x, let's do capital, x2 minus x1. Now, in an ideal situation, those numbers are going to be lower, but I'm having trouble doing that right now. So let's just keep it that way. So I'm going to do a quick one of these and underline it so it gives us a fraction. Okay, so all that means is the second y minus the first y divided by the second x minus the first x. So the second y is 5 minus, and the second, or the first y is negative 7. Negative 7. Now, the second x is 8. The second, or the first x is 2. Okay. So, let me come on over a little bit more. Now, 5 minus 7 is 5 plus 7. I'm sorry. 5 minus negative 7 is 5 plus 7. And I'll just keep it consistent. I'll say 8 minus 2. So we can see pretty easily on top, 5 plus 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And on the bottom, 8, 7, 6. And if that were a fraction like 1/2, we would keep it, but it's not. So let me get rid of underline. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. So my slope is actually 2 in that case. It definitely can be done. Okay, so let's try number 4. And I'm sorry that I can hear that giggling in the background. That's my son playing video games. Okay, so we have, it says find the slope. This is not in the form y equals mx plus b. But if we get it in that form, we can see the slope pretty easily. So, excuse me. Let's keep the y on the left side. So if I subtract 3x from both sides, that leaves you with negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 22. Okay, we're almost there. You'll notice if I just get rid of that negative 4, we've got it in nice format. So what we're going to have to do is divide both sides by negative 4. So if I divide both sides by negative 4, I'm left with y equals, now negative 3 divided by negative 4 gives me 3/4 x, and then 22 divided by negative 4 gives us negative 22 over 4. So now we've got it in that format. It's nice and pretty. We can look at it and we can see right in front of that x is 3/4. 3/4 is my slope. Okay. Now, when it talks about the quadrants, it would be really nice if you get some of these. I hope you do. I'm going to draw something really quick here. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they like to use Roman numerals. I'll go ahead and use Roman numerals. So all we have to do, if you just draw this little thing out real quick for you, and then you just plot it. So I start in the middle. I'll go negative 5 to the left. I'm going to say it's about right there. I'll go up 1, about right there. Voila, I'm in quadrant 2. So let's hope you get a couple of those questions because they're real good ones. Okay, number 6. Now, I'm going to work over here on the left for number 6. You'll probably get something like this, and then it just says, what's the coordinates for one of them? It'll throw a bunch of them at you, and you just do one of them. So, A, all you have to do is start at the origin. So, you count over 1, 2, so that's a negative 2, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. The coordinates are negative 2, 4. The next question said, what are the coordinates for H? So look around, H is right here. I would go negative 1 to the left, negative 1, 2, 3, negative 3, down to the bottom. Now one of your questions is not G, but let's look at G. If I started here, I would go to the right and the left 0, then up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the coordinates for G would be 0, 5. Okay, that ends this part. I'm going to start a new video for word problems. Thanks a lot.